Association of Lesotho, that is MWA-Ls, has alleged that Basotho citizens are being refused entry at South African border posts, leaving families divided and livelihoods hanging in the balance. The association says the alleged consequences extend far beyond immigration procedures. It says the entry refusals have serious humanitarian implications, particularly for people who rely on South Africa for specialized medical treatment, employment opportunities, or to visit family members. For more on this, we're joined by Lerato Nelson Nkhetše, who is Executive Director, Migrant Workers Association of Lesotho. Nkhetše, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us. So tell us about your concerns. What do they arise from?
Good morning. Lerato Nkhetše here from Migrant Workers Association of Lesotho. We are a non-governmental organization working mainly on the plight of migrant workers and their families. As you have rightly introduced us, we are really concerned about the manner in which migrants have been turned away from most of port of entries in South Africa, where our members, and of course the Basotho at large, most of them which are law-abiding citizens who are going to South Africa for different reasons. So what is mainly concerning us, it is that refusal of entry, simply because they are not even given any chance to explain what is happening or why is it that they have been turned away. I think those are some of the reasons we are saying. Those, they need to be dealt with and amicably.
So, who is guilty of this behavior? And are you saying that it's just only from the South African border line? And what are the reasons given for turning people away?
Yeah, in most cases, it is on the side of South Africa, the border management authority, the officers at the borders, where you will see that it is even common in most of some districts, if we say Kacha, border, and Tele. Of course, in Masewu, in most of these border posts, these migrants have been turned away. The main reason that they've been given, they will be told that officers, they suspect that one is going to work in South Africa, therefore they will want their work permits. Even if people will say, no, I'm just going to see my family, I'm just going to get some medical checkups, I'm going to, all those they don't want to entertain, and it is really depressing because, as we know, Lesotho is 100% fully surrounded by South Africa, and that itself says even if somebody wants to live from Lesotho to Botswana, Eswatini, or anywhere in the world, you cannot go because of that geographical location. So that itself says that denial of entry can really deny somebody an opportunity to go somewhere around the globe.
So we know that South African authorities have repeatedly said that what they are targeting is illegal migration. So is the union, the Basotho Migrant Workers Union, basically saying that South African officials are acting contrary to this, that they are indiscriminately targeting Basotho nationals and refusing them entry for no reason?
I think there's a lot of illegal port of entry where some of Basotho who are not even maybe are entitled to cross to South Africa, that they use those porous borders, that we disregard. But it does not necessarily mean when somebody is prepared to go through proper channels, and that somebody can only be told to cannot come to South Africa simply because we suspect that we are going to work. and we want to see your work permit. At that time, there's a bilateral agreement between Lesotho and South Africa. That is, if they suspect that somebody is going to work in South Africa, I feel the only way that they can test that it is to just leave that somebody be in South Africa, then track and trace and see whether that somebody is working or not. Because if I'm at the border and I have a valid passport, I don't see the reason why they can turn me away. And mind too, people who does not have passports or who are maybe waiting for their passports, I don't think they can go via border posts and request to cross to South Africa because they know it is illegal. They know they cannot at any way. That's why I'm saying they are chasing away the compliant people and they are leaving away those who are not in compliance with the immigration law in South Africa.
Let's look at the category of people that you say are affected by this, that have been affected. You say that it also includes students who are traveling for educational purposes, patients seeking healthcare treatment, traders transporting goods, and migrant workers traveling to their places of employment. Have you documented how many and at which border posts are actually responsible for unfairly turning away people who would legally be in South Africa?
We've been moving around these different borders in Lesotho, Maseru, Fitzberg, Haldon, Van Roy, all. We have seen that on average daily, and that I want to, maybe you can do it yourself also, because I know you use investigative journalism. You can just go there and see how those people have been turned away. That itself, it just happened just like that. So that it says even those who are documented, who are having proper documents to cross to South Africa, they are the ones who have been turned away. This is why we are saying that itself, it's beyond just being turned away, because some people, they go to South Africa for different reasons. Some are not even going to South Africa, like I mentioned. They may be going to anywhere in the world, but the only passage that they will have to use is the South African border post. That is the only sad reality that those South Africans, they have to understand, because even if they are going to school in China, they are going to school anywhere in the world, we will have to use the only South African borders. That is the reason why some of the people, they believe that when we're talking of medical bills, we're talking of medical, when they go to school, they go to hospital, they won't think of South Africa. They don't think outside the box. But of course, beyond South Africa, people, they will still go anywhere for any employment opportunities. But the only sad reality is that they have to pass through South African borders before they can go to any country. For instance, as the association, we have a lot of Basotho migrants who are in Botswana, who are in Eswatini. They are all over. And the only way, and those are the unskilled migrants that I'm talking about, they are working as headers in Botswana. Some are working in Namibia, some are working in Eswatini as domestic workers. So those people, I cannot tell you. The only way that they have to pass through is those borders. That is why I'm saying, if I'm just taking my luggage and the officials at the border, they just turn me away simply because they're thinking I'm going to work in South Africa, I think that is not fair, and it's against the UN conventions on the right of landlocked countries, because as we have seen the article of the Convention on the Right of Landlocked Countries, the one of 1982, Article 125 and 131, it stipulates that landlocked states have the right of access to sea and, of course, a freedom of transit. So that itself, it has been denied, because if you just come near the border, that transit element, you're not taking care of it. If we look at Vienna Convention on Transit Trade of 1965, also it is very clear. It guarantees free transit and simplified positions for landlocked countries. So those are very important elements that whenever those officials at the border they're turning away people, they should maybe look at those, because even the SADC protocol of facilitation of movement of persons, the one of 2005, really, it is really explicit in terms of entry for and non-discrimination for that SADC citizens.
All right, thank you very much, Lerato Nelson Nkhetše, Executive Director, Migrant Workers Association of Lesotho.